Hello, today we are going to be looking at a video by PragerU, a right-wing think tank funded by billionaires to spread misleading propaganda and to make arguments for capitalism that just don't make a whole lot of sense. In today's video, we are going to be debunking PragerU's video titled Capitalism versus Socialism. They make a whole lot of baseless claims in this video about how capitalism is just inherently better than socialism, which I find untrue. Before we start this video looking into PragerU's video about how capitalism is better than socialism, I would suggest you like this video and subscribe to the channel because I would like my channel to grow. Now, let's get into the video.
Capitalism versus socialism. We can sum up each economic system in one line. Capitalism is based on human greed. Socialism is based on human need, right?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of how it works. In capitalism, the employer takes the surplus value of the worker's labor so the employer can make a profit. This type of system is literally based on greed and the exploitation of workers, and it's completely opposite in socialism. In socialism, there is no capitalist class extracting the value from your own work. This means you make the full value of your labor and don't get exploited. So yes, capitalism is based on greed and socialism is based on need.
No. Wrong. So wrong. It's exactly backwards. And I'll prove it to you. Been on Amazon lately? Each of the thousands of products Amazon offers represents the work of people who believe they have something you want or need.
Actually, no. That makes absolutely no sense. In capitalism, the main motive to make a product isn't to fulfill somebody else's need to have the product, but to make a profit. So it's not us that is backwards, it's PragerU.
If they're right, they prosper. If they're wrong, they don't. That's how the free market works. It encourages people to improve their lives by satisfying the needs of others. No one starts a business making a thing or providing a service for themselves. They start a business to make things or provide services for others.
So basically, what are you saying here? That there is no profit motive in capitalism when you first start off a business? I highly doubt that he truly believes in what he is saying, because you can't be this stupid to think that there is no profit motive in capitalism. If you really believed in a system that had no profit motive, then you should be praising socialism and communism, not capitalism.
I speak from personal experience. When I was the CEO of the company that owns Carl's Jr. and Hardee's restaurant chains, we spent millions of dollars every year trying to determine what customers wanted. If our customers didn't like something, we changed it, and fast. Because if we didn't, our competitors would, pun intended, eat us for lunch.
You only just described how markets work, not what capitalism actually is. And what you just described could be applied to certain forms of socialism as well, such as market socialism.
The consumer, that's you, has the ultimate power. In effect, you vote with every dollar you spend.
Once again, what you are saying could be applied to certain types of socialism as well. Not only would you be able to quote-unquote vote with your dollar in socialism, but you would be able to take part in democratic elections within your workplace. Socialism expands democracy. It doesn't remove it.
In a socialist economy, the government has the ultimate power.
Socialism is when the government does stuff. And it's more socialism the more stuff it does. And if it does a real lot of stuff, it's communism.
Actually, what you are defining as socialism is just really state capitalism. In state capitalism, the government has control of how the workplace is run, not the workers. But in socialism, the workers decide how the workplace is run with free and fair elections. We call this a workplace democracy.
In a socialist economy, the government has the ultimate power. It decides what you get from a limited supply it decides should exist. Instead of millions of people making millions of decisions about what they want, a few people, government elites, decide what people should have and how much they should pay for it.
This economic system sounds pretty familiar. Oh wait, it's capitalism. But the government isn't deciding everything. Private entities who own the workplace decides everything. not the workers who actually get affected by the decisions that the private entities make.
Late-stage socialist failures always run out of essential items like toilet paper. Late-stage socialist failures always run out of essential items like toilet paper. Of course, this isn't a problem for those who have the right connections with the right people. Those chosen few get whatever they want. But everyone else is out of luck. Venezuela.
Whenever conservatives don't have any good arguments to make against socialism, they always like to bring up Venezuela. But the truth is that socialism did not kill Venezuela. Oil did. See, the majority of Venezuela's money came from oil. They used to be oil rich, but when oil prices fell, their economy tanked with it. And the reason why their currency is practically worthless at this point is because they decided to print money back to prosperity, which, well, obviously doesn't work.
But what about Western European countries? Don't they have socialist economies? People seem pretty happy there. Why can't we have what they have? Free healthcare, free college, stronger unions. Good question, and the answer may surprise you. There are no socialist countries in Western Europe. Most are just as capitalist as the United States. The only difference, and it's a big one, is that they offer more government benefits than the U.S. does. We can argue about the cost of these benefits and the point at which they reduce individual initiative, but only a free market capitalist economy can produce the wealth necessary to sustain all of the supposedly free stuff Europeans enjoy.
Actually, that is not true. Yes, the European countries are not socialist. They are social democracies. But what he said about how much European countries spend on government programs is not true. Studies show that government programs such as the National Healthcare Service spend about half as much on healthcare than the US. We could afford free college, and maybe we would have enough money to cancel all student debt with that money. So his claim of government programs being expensive in Europe is false.
The more capitalism, the less socialism you need.
Did he just imply that the government doing stuff is socialism?
Look at America since 2017. A policy of lower taxes and less government regulation, that's more capitalism, has led to a robust economic expansion, something thought impossible just a few years earlier.
Conservatives just love talking about the debt when Democrats are elected president. But when the conservatives are the one adding to the national debt, it doesn't seem like they talk about it that much. Trump's tax cuts added trillions of dollars to the debt, but you guys don't talk about that because, well, you're hypocrites.
Employment, notably among minority groups typically most at risk for poverty, is at a generational low. Economic expansion gets people off welfare and into work. That's less socialism. None of this requires a degree in economics. Common sense is all you need. That's why it's so frustrating to see young people praising socialism and criticizing capitalism.
The reason we see so many young people talk about capitalism in a negative way is because they are the ones being affected the most. I'm barely in my teens, but I've already lived through a recession and a depression. Wages are at an all-time low, yet the cost of living keeps on getting higher and higher every year. So of course young people are going to keep on criticizing capitalism. Why wouldn't they? It only makes sense.
It's bad enough that they're working against their own interests. Better job prospects, better wages, personal freedom. But they're also working against the interest of the less fortunate. Capitalism leads to economic democracy.
Yes, because currently we have democracy in our workplace. We have economic democracy now, because we definitely have a say of what goes on in our workplace.
Socialism leads to the economic dictatorship of the elite. Always and everywhere. So beware what you ask for. You just might get it.
Yeah, 99% of what he said in this video was an absolute lie. He kept on mixing socialism and state capitalism, and he didn't really know what he was talking about. I really hope that nobody took what he was saying seriously, because PragerU is trying to brainwash people and is just spewing out misinformation that could lead to serious damage. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye and have a great day.